Hello and welcome to Crusading Through Part 3.
I'm glad you remembered.
I'm Jim.
I'm Sam, and you certainly didn't have to look that up or anything, did you?
Oh, I definitely didn't have to look up the name of the show that we've been doing. So, yes, I hate when YouTube people are always like, sorry it's been a long time since I made a video, but sorry it's been a long time since we did one of these.
It's been a while.
It's funny because I was looking back at the comments and I was like, one of the people, someone said, "Oh, I love these. I'm looking forward to more." And I was like, "Oh, I guess we're gonna have to do them weekly now."
Because every time I'm like, Jim, we should do one. And you're like, yeah. And they're like, this is Dr. Stone. And I'm like, okay, but Jim, we should do one for the next one. I'm like,
Because I have to do editing. Because when I do these, I fucking edit them. Like I put the manga panels in. I don't like doing it.
But today's a special day that only comes once every 4 years, called February the 29th.
Oh, there
called
we go.
The leap year.
You know what's kind of weird? I was actually born on February 29th,
No, you
so
weren't.
I don't get a birthday until every 4 years.
Shut up. You shared the birthday of like two people that are very close to me, and I hate that.
It's secret. It's secret.
Everybody has the same birthday.
It is really strange.
I'm not gonna tell you what it is.
Yeah, you get to. All right.
I want the mystery.
Eagle-eyed listeners.
Eagle-eyed
listeners. Figure out what Jim's birthday is.
Are you gonna put subliminal messages in there so the eagle-eyed listeners can like watch the video version to find it?
All right.
It's gonna flash like Exorcist style, like real quick.
All right. I don't think we've ever derailed so hard before we even said the title.
No, it's fine. They know what they're getting themselves into with this podcast.
That's true. All right. So, this month, week, year, leap year. Okay, here's a new
leap year.
Here's a new fun idea. We're only going to do episodes of this every leap year from now on.
No. What about the other episodes? All of them were recorded on leap years.
I don't think we'll do it in our lifetime. I don't think we would if we'd have to do it. All right, sorry.
Part 8 will still be going on about the next one.
So
welcome to Dark Blue Moon, parts 1 to 3, chapters 14 to 16. And with my handwriting in my notes, it looks like I wrote Dank Blue Moon.
It does look like a dank blue moon. And let me tell you, it is quite a dank blue moon.
It is.
I have to say, I thoroughly enjoyed reading these chapters.
I enjoyed this one as well. It's funny, people complained about, like, remember how Ojiro came out? People were like, this is way too short of, like, an arc or a fight arc. I'm like, I kind of, like, you kind of do get some good, like, quick fights, especially in part 3, because there's so many, but...
Yeah. I think comparing it to, like, Part 8 JoJo is, like, the fights have changed so vastly compared to now.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why people
they really
find them dissatisfying.
But still, there were so many of these fights just kind of go by in, like, 3 to 4 chapters, and it's kind of so weird to see after being so used to these, like, 8-part fights.
It is very, like, and this is the trend that you fall into with Part 3 is, like, it is just, like, okay, fight. Like, it is just, all right, Jotaro fights a guy.
Yeah.
This is the chapter.
There's very little... they keep trying to get to one-on-one, but there's a little bit of team play. Like, I guess, Kakuin helps out a lot in this, but, like, I kind of like having, like, this team-up fight. And we don't get many of that in 3, I feel. It's always more one-on-one or 2v1.
I think this is also more of a Rocky kind of, like, playing with the new formula of stands and, like... Because when you have a stand in there, and Dark Blue Moon is a really interesting example of a stand that is really complex and has a lot to it.
It has a lot of abilities. I wrote them all down, so when we get there, we get to the actual like late fight. Because I do want to talk about like how bloated he is a water stand.
He feels way more developed than he should be.
Yes,
which is good. In my opinion, it's a good thing because it's a more interesting fight. But
most of these are probably only happen because he's in water. Where if it's out of water, it probably only has the razor claws and maybe the sharp scales he can shoot out. Maybe or they just fall out. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe not. I think it's really clever. There aren't too many like water-based stands.
Yeah,
you can probably. There's probably like three,
Clash.
4 total.
Do you count Foo Fighters?
So it's Clash, Aqua Necklace.
Do you count Foo Fighters? Because she needs water.
She needs water, but I mean, I need water, and I'm not water-based. I guess I am technically water-based, but so yeah, there's so few water-based stands, and I think this is interesting because it's not like Gab's another one.
Yes.
It's interesting because it's like it's not about like using water. It's about the advantages the stand has within water.
It gets a power buff in water. Where everyone it is water that just kind of either jumps around in water or it's just the shape of water where it just literally just cuts you because it gets you by surprise.
From Diesel, like the one guy from Diesel.
Yes, like just like Diesel.
Yeah. Well, actually, it was Blood. Sorry, it was Blood.
It was Blood Stand.
It was Blood Stand.
That was totally not based off of Geb. But Geb and Aquanex are kind of similar, I guess, right?
I think the whole thing with Aqua Necklace is that it's like also has a like stand form to it where Geb, I don't remember Geb having like
it was just like the blob of water.
Yeah. It was more of just like like almost like a part 7
slime.
stand.
It was slime.
I don't know. I guess we'll get there because I'm
Yeah.
probably wrong. Because every time I
Yeah.
talk about part 3, I'm wrong.
Well, yeah, we call it being wrong through part 3. If you didn't remember the title.
I do want to say though, before we talk about the specifics of the chapter, I really did genuinely enjoy reading this.
Yes.
I think that my problem with part 3 is probably just the anime. Like, I think that because in the amount of time that I was able to read these 3 chapters was shorter than the episode, watching an episode.
Yeah, because we had to check. When we get to the one thing, we went back and checked a couple of things, but like, yeah, each of these were like one episode. These last couple stands are coming up.
Each arc seemed to be about one episode.
Because I think the only one that's like 2 parts I think they may have been Hangman and the Emperor.
We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll always check that later when we get there.
I think for the anime wise.
But yeah, so not only is there some good stand fighting, we do get pretty good characterization, which is for me that's my biggest complaint with part 3, is that there's a lot of like just the characters are standing there and they feel like they're just NPCs, like they're not actually like interacting with the world.
Because I remember one thing from part 3 the most, which is a lot of I said it a couple minutes ago, but like they do split up, or like it comes to like a 1v1 or just like a 2v1, but they're being 2v1 because the stand's affecting both of them in a way, like the whole magnet. When we get to that, so
can't wait.
The magnets.
But so we start off this chapter. Well, we start off chapter 14, which is Dark Blue Moon part 1.
Yes, with the bizarre question.
Yes, which I thought was pretty fucking funny.
That's funny. Slap on the knee.
Which, okay, so let's be real. So, okay, there's a lot to bring up here.
This is a big Polnar like flashback. His main drive that will be settled in a couple chapters.
Yeah, so this is what is kind of a baffling thing to me is, so Polnareff has been around Joseph for a bit. They have been eating lunch together. So he's had plenty of time to look and examine how his hand works.
Yes.
I don't understand how there would ever be any uncertainty that Joseph has a right hand on his left hand when it clearly is a left hand. I know he's wearing a glove, but it's like a skin-tight glove.
It's like a weird thing where like he saw his hand spin around because it was screwed on loose. So like
maybe that was off panel. I don't know.
As we learned, the hand's kind of weird sometimes. So
it does. Lots of funny things happen to the hand, and not the hand.
But speaking of hands. Nice segue there. We learned about the man with 2 right hands, but when you bring him up, he's butt naked for some reason. Even though he never seen the guy, he just like, I gotta picture this man. He has 2 right hands and he's butt naked.
He's big ass coming out, which I think we can kind of like figure, or like, so okay, this is using like the colors, and technically there's no canon color. Like Rocky didn't put the colors in.
This is the official colors.
So,
like it is official colored manga.
It is official colored, but it's also like not necessarily Araki's vision.
Yeah.
So I think that's something to keep in mind. But we do see stars in the background, and we also see stars when Dio's showing the crystal ball. So maybe this is the vision of the Hangman through the crystal ball, which we see a few pages later.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It is just really funny that him introducing the Hangman, or sorry, the 2 right-hand man, he's just, his ass is hanging out.
I mean, maybe this is probably what he did to his sister, I guess, then. Because like that's what he says.
It's so in the translation, it's not explicitly stated what he does.
I feel like it's implied though.
With this, the nudity here, I think it is pretty heavily implied.
Yeah, he
did something pretty horrible to Polnareff's poor sister.
Because they said it happened in the rain because he had an invisible shield. If you remember, even though I don't think that's what his stand does.
So
his stand goes in mirrors, if I remember.
This is something I wanted to talk about.
Yes.
First off, there is no such thing as a mirror world.
Never
does not exist.
Never happened.
Never could possibly exist.
Blasphemous.
No. So okay, I don't think it's impossible for this thing where he's shielding himself from the rain,
because we know.
But I don't quite understand how he would do it.
Because I remember his stand can go into the reflection like tears. Because I'm pretty sure it does that in Polnareff's tears, and like that fight, if I remember correctly. But, like, I don't think of anything to, like, make a shield out of just
Doesn't
jumping
he go inside the reflection of his eye?
Yeah,
I don't, because the tears,
and a tear.
Tears clash.
Okay,
That's what happens with
it was something. I could have swore, but he probably could have done the same thing anyway, because it's I can see the very minimum reflection off of that small water. I mean, I wouldn't put it past it. It had the same kind of.
So, as someone who's only seen the anime, I remember it being in the eyeball. I remember him being mostly.
Or he saw the eye and was trying to go in for the eye.
Yeah. And I think there was a scene, well, I guess it's implied here that, because, I mean, rain is water, and water would have a reflection.
Yes.
I guess. I mean, what wouldn't have a reflection? Like,
The only thing I know that comes back is like him like slashing the friend in the chest because he does. It's like one of the big gimmicks is just he coming out of the mirror and stabbing you. But like she survived a giant chest wound slash somehow.
So I think this is totally within the power. So yeah, he describes that the friend gets a big slash. That's totally within the power of the stand.
Yes, and this is us just going vaguely remembering what the Hangman does, which we'll get there when we in like 2 arcs. So, but like this is just us.
Soon?
Yes,
really
it's like 2
arcs?
It's like after Strength, I think.
No, we have more time.
Devil.
We got like 3 arcs.
We have 3 arcs. Okay. It's still pretty soon though, like arc wise.
All right, so yeah, I don't really have anything else to say
Then we get the Polnareff pose.
That, except yes, the incredible Polnareff pose, which we see.
That's great twice. In manga and in anime form. It's both great.
I have to say, this is definitely probably my top 5 favorite JoJo poses.
All right, give you your 5 right now.
Oh, I can't do that.
Your top 3.
All right, Johnny Gyro like humping each other is like one of my favorites.
Okay.
By
Number 3.
A long shot.
Number 2.
Honestly, I'm thinking of like another Polnareff pose, like the I'm really into fencing swords, so I like not Polnareff but Silver Chariot, but just like when Silver Chariot like does the thing where he like shoots the fire out of it.
It spins the flame.
Yeah, the way he spins really cool.
And there's always the famous intro in every fighting game where he like cuts all the coins up and then disposes
that's very
with
cool
it.
Too. I don't remember if that was from the manga. I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
It was number...
Well, yes, it was. It was from the fucking chapter we just did last time.
Been a while.
It has been a while.
Number 1.
The Johnny Gyro, probably.
All right.
Also, Diego, and his like hunched over with the band-aids, hunched over with his hands out like a T-Rex.
Okay.
Very, very top tier. I think the Iraq... Oh, another one, Ringo Rodigan posing with Mandem. The first time we see Mandem is one of my favorite fucking poses.
What about every time Araki draws all the Joestars and like Giorno creeping on Jolene every time? I think one of my favorites is the weird. Remember the outro or the ED for part 5, the first one where like Trish is doing like the pose where half her spine's like bent back.
Yes,
I love that one.
It's very weird. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I'm like a little whatever about the poses. Top hated most JoJo pose.
And I like
give me your most hated because I have a most hated JoJo pose.
And the Kira one, the best Kira one.
Where he like bends his back.
His back.
That's very, very good.
Ree's also a great pose, but
Ree's incredible.
Simple. It's a oldie but a goodie.
All right. I have a tangent I need to talk about because it's relevant. But first, what's your most hated JoJo pose? I have one. I have an answer for this.
All right. Also, comments. Leave this in the comments.
Yeah. What's your favorite JoJo pose and your least favorite JoJo? Your most hated JoJo pose.
This is more so because of years of watching wrestling. They put the hand in front of the face because John Cena did You Can't See Me. And that's kind of like
it's great though.
Because of seeing so many years of John Cena doing it, it just kind of like it's good, but just like. I hate because John Cena did it so much.
That's a shame because that's one of my favorite. That's probably one of my favorites. I love that.
I probably would love it, but just like years of seeing that in wrestling is just.
All right, my most hated JoJo pose.
I'm curious to see what this is.
Giorno, with his pulling his shirt out.
The Requiem kind of one where Requiem's behind him. He's like pulling to the side. Or he does it early on too.
He does it early. I'm referring to the early on. It's better with Requiem.
Yeah, I always remember it was Requiem.
It's better with Requiem, but like the way that his leg, and I know it's like literally based off of like a Gucci pose. Like there was some Gucci like magazine that the pose exists in, and I hate it. The way that like his legs are bowed out. I hate it. I don't like the way his body's posing. I don't know. I have a lot of opinions about
I got a top 3 one.
Sorry. I have my absolute favorite JoJo pose is the end of part 4 where Josuke poses with his hand on his hip and he puts his bag over his shoulder. My all-time favorite.
One of my top 3 Risotto Neros.
Oh, very good. We could just keep talking about these. Honestly,
we could do a pose.
I know you don't have to say anything else. Like you just say Risotto Neros.
Yeah, you know exactly.
The pose. All right, so I need to talk about my tangent now. So. When I was a young child in high school, there was
Baby Jimmy,
and by Baby Jimmy, and by baby child, I mean this was like 2010, 2011. There was a website that I found called Zor.de, which is a German website.
Okay,
and
of course it is.
It was yeah.
It's a fucking German website.
I'm a fucking nerd. And it was basically a website where people would put like flash clips on that would loop, and it was kind of like a proto
like that. Like the badger.
Yes,
Like they kind of like looping videos where you
yeah.
add small things in between.
It's kind of like a proto like Vine almost, but not really.
Okay.
That's bad. But for me, just like getting a lot of enjoyment and clicking the random button.
Vine's dead, Jim. TikTok is in.
Whatever. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I used to watch all those videos. There were like thousands of pages on
Jeez.
there. And I would always go through them, and I had a lot of favorites. And that was in like 2010. And I thought of the website last night. I was like, I'm gonna go on that fucking website again. And I was clicking through the first couple, and I saw tons of fucking JoJo references. But it's all because this is before the anime.
Maybe just
before part 8 started.
Still a Duong.
Probably, honestly. But so it was the funny thing. It was all the meme from the fighting game.
Okay,
when he
drops
the road roller
heritage of the heritage for the future. Yeah.
And it was like bizarre. I kept clicking. I was like, how many of these did I see when I was like 10 years old? When I was in like 2010, when I was in, like a high schooler, not even knowing what JoJo was, and like not even ready for how this is going to change my life.
Yeah, 'cause I think I knew the Jotaro design more than anything, but didn't know the name. But
all right, sorry that was such a long tangent, but I was just like baffled, like, oh my god, I've definitely seen the meme like before it was even a fucking meme. All right.
But yeah, that's our pose discussion. I'm sorry.
The reason why we brought this up was because
I feel terrible that the Joseph like hand in front of the face thing is ruined for me because of wrestling.
It is a shame because it is a fantastic pose, and probably definitely predates John Cena.
Yeah, it does definitely. It's just watching wrestling, growing up with wrestling. Like,
also, how can you hate John Cena? He is an American commander.
You can't see him though.
Yeah, he's invisible.
He's the invisible baby in part 4. But no, there was another worse pose. Okay. Technically, Stroheim's Nazi salute.
That is a pretty bad pose. Yeah, canonically the worst.
Canonically,
pose. We can all agree.
If you love that one,
you stop listening right now. Get out of here. Unsubscribe.
I think I like his more where he puts like the circle around his eye.
Very good.
His weird eye. But that's a superior one. She never goes to Nazi salute. I think he took that out of Eyes of Heaven, or I'm not sure if it was an Eyes of Heaven.
They censored it in the anime OP too.
Nothing beats when it's like when the do you know in Marvel vs. Capcom with the Magneto costume? Or I think I told you this before. It may have.
No.
So there was in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 or Ultimate Marvel 3, there was a costume for Magneto based off of like what comic was it? It may have been what was the No More Mutants? The Ultimate during that whole thing.
No More Mutants. It's called No More Mutants.
I
know. Yeah. Scarlet Witch, House of M.
House of M. I think it was that one, but he was like dressed up in like kind of like a military kind of guard or officer uniform, and they used that one, and people like it looks like he looks like a Nazi outfit, and like cause people complained that it looked like a Nazi uniform so much that they had to take it out of the game. Yeah. It's interesting. It's so weird, but like, cause like Magneto, people don't know like Magneto is like the Jewish like comic book character. His whole origin like ties so heavily with that, and the fact that you would think he dressed up as a Nazi,
or like
Nothing beats it. Also, there's a time where Captain Marvel called Magneto he's being no worse than Hitler. Because the author did not know he was Jewish or had a Holocaust-tied origin. He did not know.
How are you a professional artist?
Because they wouldn't keep writing Captain Marvel into a hole more and more.
Yeah. All right, we need to get back to JoJo. Yes. I'm sorry. So this is another like interesting tangent we're going to jump into. So we see a flashback. I believe he said a year ago.
Yes.
It was 1 year ago that Dio first met, or Polnareff first met with Dio. Sam's showing me that it does not. It looks like a dignitary. It doesn't look like a Nazi.
People thought he looked like a.
It looks like a turn of the century dignitary.
Made a King of Spain costume removed. He was based off a King of Spain picture.
That's bizarre. Yeah, it doesn't. Like, as someone who studied German, I can tell you that doesn't.
He has military medals, Jim. He looks like an opposite of German.
All right.
Sorry.
So not only do we see Dio using Hermit Purple,
Jim was. We can get to the costume. The costume's at the end, so
yeah, it's not in this. It's not in this one.
So one thing in this whole thing, but Polnareff has an awesome costume. I love this costume for Polnareff.
Let me find try and find it better.
You see it better in the anime than you do in the manga.
Yeah, you don't really see, it's kind of obscured in the... He's basically has like a jacket.
It kind of reminds me of Vanilla Ice.
Yes, kind of.
But he's probably actually wearing pants.
I was going to say, yeah.
But, so the weirdest thing about this, because remember, I talked about, like, there's a parrot in there that kind of repeats, like enemy, or stand, he repeats, like, the word stand, or, like...
I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, he does... I called them stands because it's clearly coming out of the bird from like.
Why would the bird
look,
say this?
Because these are fucking parrots.
Why would the parrot
Look,
talk?
do you see the dialogue?
I am
line
looking.
coming out of
I'm
its
looking
mouth?
at it.
It looks like it's coming from the bird.
But it's connected to Dio.
But it's also the line where dialogue comes from is coming from the bird.
But it's also coming from Dio.
It could be repeating them. I don't know, man.
Why? Okay, so first off, the bird is not repeating anything. It's saying, I call them stands.
I don't know. The JoJo birds are weird. We see that with Pet Shop later on.
Pet Shop doesn't talk.
He probably thinks.
He thinks he talks.
he thinks like a serial killer.
But he doesn't talk.
He had to think to kill those dogs.
Yes, but he doesn't talk.
Yeah.
Okay, let me fucking read this to you.
Jim, do you not know his moves called caw 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 and scree and ga 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 in the Eyes of Heaven?
Alright, so Dio is saying this. Look at his text bubbles. They're all the same shape. It is a vision from your heart. The man who you seek, the pain you hide. My power only makes it visible. But why don't we become friends? I'm looking for people who have abilities like you. I call them stands.
I feel like after that sentence, the bird is saying, "I call them stands."
You are fucking stupid. I'm sorry.
Where is that line coming from?
Okay, do you want to really play this game? I'll show you a million comic book panels where the line looks like it could be coming from another character.
If it's not coming from the character, you're supposed to not have the line coming from the mouth to symbolize that the person's still talking.
Why would the bird say, I call them stands?
Because parrots. Literal parrot's gimmick is just repeats. It says words.
It's not repeating anything.
It can.
He's not repeating any words that are said.
Because Dio had prepped with the bird. Okay,
as someone who's a big fan of Game of Thrones, and there's constantly crows that are constantly repeating characters.
Counting crows.
The crows only fucking say words that, like...
This is the world of JoJo. Anything can happen. Literal Iggy has mental thoughts.
So he doesn't speak.
Yes,
there is some reality.
In his thoughts and his mind.
This is the worst. This is the worst I've ever disagreed with you on something. Dio says this. I'll pull the anime up right now.
Iggy is like an extremely smart dog that understands everything.
Is. You were correct. He doesn't speak.
This bird can easily as well.
Fucking Iggy never talks out loud.
He doesn't, but he literally.
But he could.
Since he can speak outside your standard, he probably could if he wanted to.
Yeah, we do know that they.
If he probably could if he spoke out of his stand. I am 100% real with that.
Okay, so look at this next panel. Look, the speech bubble's coming from the bird. But it's not. It's Dio.
No, that one's clearly coming from Dio.
It's literally coming from the bird. Look where Dio's head is. Look where the bird's head is. You see the bird saying, "You hear it? It's agony. Felt by the one you love."
No, just that one because it sends end and just like another speech bubble starts, man.
I hate you.
Shut up! I'm my big brain.
This is the worst. This is the worst opinion you've ever had. I'm sorry. It's not an opinion.
Which one?
All right. So Dio explains to Polnareff.
So, well, one weird. He explains to him. But the weird thing is, in the anime, it's Pet Shop. So
this is what we were going to actually talk about.
Yes. So we were supposed to wondering that was supposed to be Pet Shop early on, but like the anime, we're probably thinking back from the anime.
So in the anime, they do. So this is a parrot. This bird is very clearly a parrot. I don't know parrot species, but it has like a completely different look from Pet Shop.
It has the hair.
And it doesn't even have the falcon cap that Pet Shop has. In the anime, they changed this to be Pet Shop, which I understand.
They don't want him to talk, I guess.
They definitely don't want him to talk because he's not talking. I can understand why they would do that because it's like a fun reference. And we know, it's no secret that Araki changes designs. I mean, like, when I think about how long...
Well, especially going through Part 8, how many design changed from initial appearance to, like, when they became a real character in the part.
Joshu, his design changes, like, instantly. His first chapter design changes to literally the second chapter.
I mean, Mitsuba first appearance and what she is now, and
that's I think Mitsuba and Jobin are a better comparison because those are characters that are a very long time between their first appearance and their actual first appearance.
Technically Iggy, but that was like a few chapters.
Iggy was like a transformation, a slow transformation.
Came from a monster to a cute dog.
No, but so in my mind, in my headcanon, this is not Pet Shop.
Oh, in the manga, no.
This isn't Pet Shop.
We check the official source of double check if anybody notices shit. The JoJo Wiki.
Okay, non-official source. don't pretend like the JoJo Wiki is an official source.
And no one mentioned a thing.
Yeah.
The 100% official source of all JoJo knowledge.
So I guess I could see why they would be in the anime like, oh, let's put Pet Shop here because it's a fun reference.
And so,
but it doesn't need to be Pet Shop. There's nothing like more about it.
You also
it's just a reference.
Also uses Hermit Purple on a crystal ball, so Joseph probably could have used use a crystal ball instead of using
destroying
a
a camera every time.
Yes.
Not only destroying a camera, destroying an expensive camera.
There's a camera just to get one picture out. Where clearly or maybe it's just not as clear or not as permanent, I guess, when you use the crystal ball, because it goes away eventually once you move your hand away.
It is also, think of like Joseph as just kind of like a wealthy, annoying idiot.
A smart idiot.
Yeah. So it feels like the kind of like dumb, smart move that it would be like a Joseph thing.
I guess so. We can only have these cameras. We're going to a bunch of these like third world countries and hopefully destroy all their cameras.
All right, in this supposedly short episode, or the short chapter series, we've spent 25 minutes talking about less than one full chapter
Shut up.
of Shonen Jump manga, which are like fucking 10 pages.
Okay, well, after we get Joseph's outfit change.
They're 20 pages.
His outfit change, right? Or we're not going to the ship yet, are we?
No, we're not at the ship yet.
Oh, I skipped the whole part of like of Polnareff and the women.
Yeah, so this is just fun little characterization. Like, we see Jotaro just being like a dick to women like normal. Who they want to like hit on him because they're attracted to him. And then Polnareff's just like, hey.
The 16-year-old.
Yeah, it's a 16-year-old. And Polnareff's what? He's like 26? Polnareff's like 10 years older than they are.
He's a bit older.
Oh my god, am I the same age as Polnareff?
But these Chinese women are hitting on this Japanese student, and this French guy, and this French young adult comes up, hits on them.
She kind of looks like a Dragon Ball character.
She does. It's very early JoJo design for the woman with the dots in her eyes.
Mm-hmm. All right, we jump forward. We get on the boat.
We're on the biggest sailboat with Joseph in his sailor uniform.
So we see a little map. Oh, I wanted to bring this up because I'm a cool person that has friends. So we see a little map where they're going from Hong Kong to Ho Chi Minh City to Singapore, which I think is where the chapter takes place.
They're on their way to Singapore,
they're on their way.
Because they kind of get stopped on the way.
Yeah, but we see there's a little the Mekong River in Vietnam, and I have a friend who's currently in Vietnam sailing on that river.
Good for them.
Yeah, she looks like she's having a good time. All right.
Well, hope doesn't incorporate fight any stands or anything on the way.
So funny. Okay, first off, we've seen a lot of Joseph costume changes.
He's the only one that changes costumes right now, other than Kakuin getting the glasses later on.
Yeah,
that's the only outfit change, really.
I think we've seen at least 4 or 5 different Josephs, because I think he was dressed differently in the very beginning.
Cause he had the black shirt underneath or whatever.
Yeah, he has this classic design. He's got this design.
I think
he has like a kimono design. Do you remember not a kimono? It was like
a robe or like pajamas that he had of that.
On the Kujo estate, he was wearing a.
Yeah, until he gets that classic design of just like the brown button up, like that's the one that pretty much stays the rest of the part. But
I absolutely love like this Joseph. This is probably one of my favorite Joseph designs.
Joseph has a lot of outfit change in his parts as well, so it only makes sense.
Not only do we get the awesome fucking his rippling biceps, but he's got a great mullet, like, which is something I've never really noticed before. Because I feel like he has the hat on a lot. But yes. Hell yeah, look at that fucking mullet, dude.
Yeah, and then we get an introduction to a character a lot of people don't like, which is Anne, who looks like she could be like just like the Smokey equivalent of just like the young child that kind of just happens to be alongside them on the journey. But then
I was shocked at how much of a boy Anne looked in the first few.
Until her hat just disappears.
Yeah, and then she becomes real.
Because she has a hat on. He looks at her, and then her head is just off and her hair is down. I'm like, huh.
The one thing is, you can see that her eyes are drawn pretty like feminine.
I mean, the early because he contorts the faces a lot, so it looks like a boy. But like, you don't really get that until you get the close-ups, really.
So yeah, Anne jumps into the fucking ocean for some reason because she's a fucking idiot. And the most incredible, one of my favorite Star Platinum panels, when he fucking like just uppercuts. I don't know what you call this move. Like
he just backfists it.
He backfists the shark.
It's like when someone rides behind you in a show and they just put their hand back there and like knock them out. Like,
yeah.
Like.
Oh, but like, so this is honestly.
And look at the smug face on fucking Star Platinum.
It's incredible. This is like why it's one of my favorite poses. Also, the shark looks just completely fucking destroyed.
I mean,
later on it gets even more destroyed.
Yeah, I honestly thought like Star Platinum cut it in half until I noticed.
Yeah, you see Dark Moon.
I was like, damn, that's a powerful back fist. Like, okay, that was the other stand. I just wanted to make a point.
So I know this literally does happen in the anime, but I have to say, like, this feels more like impactful here because what I'm talking about is Jotaro going out and saving Anne. It feels very nice. Like, it feels like Jotaro is our protagonist.
Technically, he doesn't have her name officially yet.
Oh, really?
I don't think it's until strength we learn it out.
Oh, wow.
Because everything they get him back, they get her back on the boat, and that's like the first.
Yeah, I like Anne actually in this.
I don't like her. 'Cause I know what happened in strength. It's probably why I don't like her.
I like her design a lot in this. Because we see so few women in JoJo in this portion.
Other than like love interest and Lisa.
Also, the fucking scene where Dark Blue Moon rips the shark in half is awesome.
The initial look of it, I fucking love, but I kind of don't like the other look after it gets hit in the face.
I really like how it looks, like how goofy it looks after it's hit in the face.
The initial appearance, like, okay, this is like a Yu-Gi-Oh monster.
I really like Dark Blue Moon's design. Actually,
I think I like it too. I like it like its initial appearance more so than the actual like stand face. That's just me. So yeah, we get to the Captain Tennille's first. The massive first appearance of Captain Tennille is hilarious.
It is incredible. He is like 20 feet tall.
she goes up to his like.
Look how big his hands are.
She goes up to the crowd, and his like the top of him is just so massive. It's 7 feet just from the waist up.
He could actually wrap his entire hand around her whole body. His one hand could wrap around her whole body. It's
so hilariously like ridiculous. I love it.
And you said Captain Tennille.
Yes,
but I think you meant to say imposter Captain
According
Tennille.
to the wiki, the number one source, it's imposter Captain Tennille because the other one's at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, I know that I've complained about part 3 in the past, but I really love this arc, and I love Captain Tennille way more than I expected to. He's just like his design communicates so much about his personality,
and he loves the ocean.
Yes, and it's just really, it's very good.
The Captain and Tennille, or the famous reference.
Also, something that we haven't brought up at all until this point, but I think people, will clown on the way that part 3 body proportions are, but some of the fucking poses in this, like there's the one Tennille pose where he's just like fucking ripped and he looks awesome. Like this art looks incredible.
He probably could have like fist fought like all of them.
Honestly, yeah. Araki's use of like shadow here for just like giving definition to the muscles looks awesome. It looks so much better than part 1. It's like night and day. I
also love him grabbing the cigarette. The panel where he's just grabbing the cigarette out of his mouth.
Incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
Also the scene Jotaro actually smoking.
Yes, I know.
After being like nerfed in like the anime.
So far we've seen Jotaro drink and smoke already. And we're only in chapter 15. And Rob. Well, that was unintentional.
He's still Rob. Yeah, he can control his stand.
He can't control his stand.
I mean, he stole the cop's gun intentionally.
He did. Which is a crime.
And he probably beat up some women. He had to beat up the nurse a little bit.
He did. And you know
and sexually assault her.
And you know he took enjoyment out of beating her up.
And he also destroyed the school.
With one punch. Which is one of the greatest moments of part.
I want someone to like 3. List up like all the crimes Jotaro committed and put an estimate on the jail sentence.
So yeah, I really love Captain Tennille. So yeah, not only does he have his little rant about the ocean and how we have to keep it pristine, putting the cigarette out on Jotaro's head is one of the most awesome things a character does to Jotaro. It is so fucking awesome.
I like it didn't like have his face in like the shadow when he's just like looking at him dead on. Like it's not like it would have been like part 5 and it would have had his face just blacked out the entire time.
And also, like, and so it's really great because there's, like, instant karma here where he does that, like, mean thing to Jotaro, and then Jotaro totally just, like, pulls a fast one on him. This is also...
The classic Joestar, like, you know he's Joseph's grandson because of this.
And this is such a great thing, and it can only work once, because he can only do it once, because he has to get everyone by surprise.
This is, like, my favorite, like, bullshit, like find the stand user.
It's so good. This whole thing where he's like, he
said a stand user's blood vessels shows through their skin on the nose when they inhale smoke.
Yeah, and then the face that. So yeah, when
I went back, because like at first I went back, like is like his nose should it appear there? I was like, oh wait, this is bullshit, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one thing I was really anticipating this chapter because I remember that scene. It's the little
definition of Giorno saying it's bullshit, but I believe it.
Also, so yeah, everyone puts their hand up to their nose to
except for Anne.
Except Anne, which I really like. And then the panel where Tennille realizes that he's been found is one of the best.
Also, everybody like going to like they have their hand together, touch their nose, or like or hold it, but Polnareff is doing the you can't see me like
Yeah.
Joseph. I was like, what are you doing touching it like that? Like your hand spread open.
It's also one of the worst hands Araki's ever drawn. It looks really goofy.
It looks very feminine hand.
Also, I like Anne. I think Anne she's like a funny character.
Sure. We'll see how you feel after strength.
Also, I have to say, I like there's a panel where they're all on a boat and it just says aha. Because, like, get it?
I love Take On Me.
Yeah.
That's what you're going for, right?
I was going to say come sail away, but that's not them.
No, that's Styx.
Is there a video? I could have sworn there was a video where aha was on a boat. I might be crazy.
We mean aha was on the boat. Like the band?
Yes,
Aha?
the band.
It's like
maybe I'm crazy. Hold on, I'm
I've never heard it. That is so specific because they had like one song.
Yeah, I'm wrong.
Aha's Take
What
On
am I
Me.
thinking of?
I have no idea. I'm on a boat by the Lonely
No,
Island.
I'm not thinking of that.
Sail, because Sail Away is Styx.
It is.
Also, he just goes into like stereotypical JoJo villain with his eyes just go like deranged for some reason.
Yeah.
When you look normal, you're just acting.
And then he just does the classic bad guy thing where he's like, I'm gonna kill this little girl.
Also, I'm not sure if you noticed, Jotaro's like love of one-liners is heavily in this arc.
Yes.
Cause he's like, you're gonna rest on the bottom of hell. I was like, come on.
Oh, I really love there was a lot of really good art in these few chapters. Like he does the Jotaro pose.
Yes.
Again, I think this is the third time he's done it so far.
He's more consistent than most Joestars. With their initial pose.
Dark Blue Moon, we finally get the reveal.
I love that image of him, but I don't like the initial of him holding Anne. I love, but like I don't think after I don't like it nearly as much.
The face really changes.
Yes,
in a major way. Like
it looks like it's an actual like monster from like a fantasy show or something. Yeah. In the water.
Because here it looks like a mask. It looks like it has like a mask on.
Yeah, it really does. And
it doesn't really do anything with the teeth either. Like it's not like a thing. It's just like a design aesthetic.
Yeah. So
yeah, we get from here on. It's just like action happens.
Yeah, he jumps in. Well, he jumps in the water. He grabs Anne, and then I think the first other ability he has, which is the barnacles on the arm.
Yeah,
which is weird. Also,
there was one detail that I really liked where Dark Blue Moon's whole thing is like, underwater I'm the fastest, like you can't beat me. So then as he's jumping into the water, Star Platinum is able to punch him before he even reaches it. And he was like shocked. He was like, oh my god, this guy's so fast, he punched me before he even reached the water.
Oh, there's one thing I wanted to even note at the bottom, right? He does the thing where he did with Josuke in part 4. He says say something. He said the same time to say something cool, like to Abdul. He says, "Hey, Abdul, why don't you say something?" He basically says, "Abdul, say something cool now." So that's the first time he did that. I find it hilarious. And then Abdul does follow up good on that, at least.
Yeah.
He was ready with the one-liner. So before we talk about that chapter, I want to talk about the Jotaro facts list. At least a little bit details. Somebody he likes books about planes.
And ships. So we see...
Oh, ships. Yeah, that's normal for him.
A water connection here.
But planes, I'm like, especially after Tower of Grey...
That probably just feels like a funny reference, honestly.
His favorite color is anything transparent.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
It's so weird. Also, the most interesting, his favorite type of woman, traditional Japanese, and hates talkative women, which he doesn't marry a Japanese woman. He marries an American.
Mm-hmm. True.
So, lies, Araki, you forgot.
Well, I mean...
I'm just fucking.
You can settle. You can settle. He settled.
You forgot Araki, you... I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with you.
We destroy Rocky with facts and logic.
I'm just fucking with it.
Have you ever heard of Never Cry Wolf before?
With,
his favorite movie.
No.
I've never heard of it.
His movies, the band, or musician, I guess, and athlete, I have no idea.
Yeah, those are, feel like very Japanese.
Is Never Cry Wolf a Japanese film for some reason?
No. It is not. It appears to be a...
7.5 on IMDb and 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh boy.
It is a documentary, so it's a drama film.
From 1983?
Yes. Never Cry Wolf. So it's about, I don't know.
Just read the basic synopsis.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
No, not plot. You gotta go with the synopsis. The top of the Wikipedia.
All right, Never Cry Wolf is a 1983 American drama film. Is this what you want now?
Yes, that's what I want.
The film is an adaptation of Farley Marot's 1963 autobiography of the same name. The end stars Charles Martin Smith as a government biologist who's sent to wilderness to study the caribou population, whose decline is believed to be caused by wolves, even though no one has ever seen a wolf kill a caribou. The film also features Brian,
That's awfully specific.
Danny, and Zachary
Okay, we got you got the main thing.
Itamanganagiak. I wonder if he's Native American.
That's interesting. That's the most random, like...
It was the first Disney film to be released under the new Walt Disney Pictures label.
Interesting.
It's a Disney movie.
Interesting.
I thought it was going to be like rated R based on that.
It kind of makes sense. A
description.
little bit of biology, like, study of wildlife and everything kind of makes sense for Jotaro.
It does. It does track, actually.
Huh. All right. Anything else you want to talk about the movie more? You want to talk about any other accolades?
I don't think there's anything else.
That was the main thing I want to talk about.
So the other thing, personality. Jotaro doesn't think it's necessary to deliberately show emotions. He assumes that anyone can tell how he's feeling just by looking at him. Sometimes it causes misunderstandings between people. Jotaro has autism. All you haters out there refuse to admit it. Jotaro, I know, I'm joking. This is like a thing that people actually get furious about when he was insert. So maybe he doesn't have autism, but he definitely is not socially literate.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess that's the right
That's
way
what happens when you have like a dad that's never home.
Yeah.
A deadbeat dad and an overbearing mother. You could have been Norman Bates.
He could have been.
Could have been.
All right, let's get
Could
through
stab a
this.
woman in a shower with Star Platinum.
Well, he does stab someone in water soon.
With
Star Platinum.
We'll get there. Oh my god, instead of a knife, it's...
Starfinger
stab.
It's Starfinger
Yes,
retracting,
exactly.
shooting out retracting.
So yeah, we get...
All right, so we see... Let's just talk about Dark... So now it's
Dark
just,
Moon's powers.
Yeah.
So the first thing we see are the barnacles that grow on the arm, which I guess he can do by touch.
I don't think he even touches it.
I don't know.
It seems like he doesn't even touch it.
Or he grew it on Anne, so when he touched her, it grew?
So, okay, here's my fan theory. So do you know how barnacles reproduce?
By budding. I don't know.
I don't know, but I'm assuming it's probably through, like, what do they call it? Broadcast fertilization. It's like they send out a bunch of polyps and it probably goes somewhere. So when Star Platinum was in the water, when he saved Anne from the shark, Dark Blue Moon possibly could have shot out these polyps, so they've been on Star Platinum this whole time, and then now he's able to activate them. Because we don't see him touch Star Platinum at this point. Or ever, I don't think.
You know, the closest he got to him was really just him punching him like off the boat, or he's jumping off the boat.
Yeah, does he punch him off the boat?
I meant he punches him when he's jumping down the boat. That's what I meant. And then, but other than that, he has sharp claws and his sharp scales.
Oh yeah, he does punch him when he's jumping. I forgot about that. Literally happened. So yeah, sharp claws, sharp scales.
Part 3 in a nutshell is, Star Platinum just punched that thing over there.
True.
That is literally the
But it happens so often I forget when it does happen.
But yeah, so he has sharp claws, of course, because he needs something to do physical. And then he has sharp scales that he can just lay on the ground. They don't shoot out, they just seem to just be there. You don't see how they work.
So yeah, he creates like the Pokemon. That's a big anchor, a ghost anchor.
I hate that thing.
He can create a giant whirlpool.
Yes,
And-
as well, which is another ability it has. So it has minor water control.
Yeah,
in
or
a
maybe. Well, I guess we could assume that he just spins really fast because he does spin. He does have very high speed in water.
But it seems like he can just do it without like doing anything because he's still fighting him in the whirlpool, or with the whirlpool still there.
It does. It is crazy how wildly his design changes.
Yes,
within panels, mere panels.
And then we learned that stands can talk. You can talk to your stand underwater.
Yep.
Which is a thing that I know that will come back. I'm pretty sure.
So yeah, he is like moving his arms. So he is moving his arms to create the whirlpool.
Okay, he's doing a doggy paddle.
So
yeah, Jotaro does more of
it's
his
just
cool
physical.
one-liners still, and he asks him like, "What seafood you want to be?" Just like, come on.
that's really funny.
Araki just likes to make him like this is definitely his like Clint Eastwood character
Yeah.
to make one-liners and action movie character.
I really like the barnacles. I think that's a really...
I love
to
that.
me,
That's a cooler ability than like most of the
yes.
things.
So to me, the barnacle thing feels like a part 7 power, like or a part 8 power almost. Like
Where you're using like living and you kind of base it off that living thing to like
Yeah.
manipulate it more,
and it's about like more incapacitating your opponent rather than just having like a punch ghost.
or kind of like
Because it says that the barnacles are like sucking his life out. Like it's not only like preventing him from moving, it's also like weakening him.
it's also like what Araki did with like the rods, where like he just did the anatomy and just like this is their anatomy. They can do this, but just imagine what they can do with more, like that kind of thing. But
So yeah,
and then we get the
Jotaro-
introduction of everybody's favorite Star Platinum move, which is Starfinger, and it's hilarious. It's so stupid. So he basically, I think he basically says he concentrated all his power to his fingers, and that's what made Star Platinum.
Well, no,
happen.
that's what. So no, that's what Tennille assumes, and then he says wrong.
I could just do that.
Yeah, he says you were trying to concentrate all of your remaining power into your fingers. That's why you pretended to be exhausted. Is that what you were thinking? And then Jotaro says wrong while he adjusts his hat underwater. I was thinking that we're underwater. It's going to get dirty when you piss on yourself while I beat you to death.
That's just a one-liner.
It's just a one-liner. So maybe he's right. Maybe Jotaro just wanted to say one-liner.
So I had his big brain thing. So Jotaro could use, Starfinger, and eventually he could use Star Platinum in the world to stop time because him and Dio have the same type of stands, correct?
Yes.
So Dio could have done the World Finger, or the Starfinger, the world, and literally just do his vampire finger and probably pierce through his head and everything. Even I'm sure the world could probably do it as well since his nails are like that, probably, right? He probably just punches with them, but still, he probably could just easily just penetrate through his head because he did it with this.
He does. And so not only does it penetrate, but it also seems to slice.
Slices his face off.
It has a very strong slicing power.
So Dio could have easily taken out Jotaro if he just learned Starfinger or the World Finger. World Finger.
I love the World Finger. That's a really good name.
Yes, people. Big brain.
And then the chapter ends.
The chapter ends abruptly. It comes to a halt.
It really fucking does.
And then, because I think I did this, I think Jim did this as well, and we were like, there had to be some kind of, a little bit of conclusion after this, and we go to the next chapter, it's like, oh no, it just goes right to the ghost ship.
Yeah, it's literally just Dio, okay, new chapter begin.
And there's Dio's hot fashion, which we'll talk about next time.
Hell yeah, and strong.
So yeah,
we see Enya for the first time.
We'll get there. In
Sorry, I'm
next chapter, which is Strength and the creepy monkey of...
He's not a monkey.
Or
He's
gorilla,
an
orangutan, Orangaroo.
Orangaroo. Aw.
So,
I love Pokemon.
Overall feelings of the chapter for
pretty good.
I like
it's as a lot of part 3 feels. It feels very much like a rough draft.
Yes.
We're still working through how we want stands to work. Whereas now Araki has everything so finely honed.
Yeah. So because we got Star Platinum and Hermit Purple. Hermit Purple was supposed to be a non-combat stand, and then we have Star Platinum with the humanoid combat. Same thing with Abdul stand. Kekuin was a weirder version, it could just be humanoid, but it could be skinny and doesn't have to be proportioned right. And then what's his name? Tower Gray was it doesn't have to be humanoid. It could be a bug, it could be weird.
Yeah.
You put your expectations to how it can work. And then we had Polnareff, who's kind of a humanoid one.
Mm-hmm.
And then with this one, we get it can. They have their home field advantages. They have their pros and cons in different areas, and his is obviously the water. So we see, how Stan can manipulate the area it is in, or how it works in different areas.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he was playing Jotaro. If he fought anybody else, he probably would have destroyed them in the water. Because Abdul would have been completely useless.
We know the Emerald Splash would just be a non-starter.
And then next chapter is going to be the stand that shows you that there's certain stand that people can see normally.
Yeah.
And that it just can be a ship. It can just be a ship.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It's just we're learning the rules of stands as we're going on through this early part of part 3 of how they range.
Yeah, and I think to me, so thinking about the stand abilities that we've seen
stand
so
users.
far,
and we're gonna see how stand users can.
It's actually crazy to think that Tennille is so early on, but he's probably one of the better part 3.
Yes,
in my opinion. But so
for the short 3 chapters he was in, he got a decent amount of character. We got what his personality was and
he's not even in the first chapter. He's only in 2 chapters, isn't he? He's not. The first chapter is all.
We only see the stand. Yeah.
Yeah.
So technically, yeah. He's only in 2 chapters, but just that one introduction. We got, you get the thing that he, even though he's clearly the stand user from him.
Yeah.
But we kind of get his personality. He's definitely a water-based stand user.
Yeah, and I think
and it
we're starting to get really creative with the powers.
And kind of going off the stand supposed to reflect the stand user, and that's kind of definitely off of him. Yeah,
it's cool because not only do we have, if you think about just Star Platinum's ability, and what's it called? I always forget Magician's Red. It doesn't feel connected to the identity. Chicken with fire is kind of a strange thing. Like Star Platinum, it's also just, okay. There's like punching. I guess there's like kind of like a weird like maybe Egyptian not Egyptian, like a Roman like aesthetic. But with this, it's like his powers and like design are so cohesive to
He loves the water. He loves the water.
We see barnacles. It's like
he knows the ocean.
It makes sense that it would be a fast swimmer. It makes sense that it would have like webbed claws. Like
yeah.
I think this is like a really just strong, cohesive stand.
Like a movie monster kind of.
It's definitely supposed to be like the Black Lagoon.
Yeah.
You can tell at least some of its designs. It's inspired by that.
Yes. Which, I mean, that's a big theme of part 3. Now we're actually at more of these villains of the week are the associations to horror films. Which will get more and more going in there, especially.
Yeah, it's probably something we should mention each time.
Yeah, well, we finally got past, like, most of like our main characters, and the only character we got was Tower of Grey, and that's more so just like plain horror.
Yeah, I guess like the only equivalent would be the one that I would think of was the Twilight.
Yeah, that's what I think about too.
Where it's like you have something that like one person's noticing, and then like there's the terror of being the only person that in like a crowd of people that notices that there's something horrible happening. Yes,
and Snakes on a Plane coming way after it. So I can't wait. So, because I think I'm not sure if it's going to be the ghost ship stories that always happen, but once we get after that, we'll get to like the more horror icons.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I can't make a connection to Strength.
There's a lot of ghost. There's a movie called Ghost Ship. That was after that, but it's a lot of just haunted ships, like haunted at sea. Like there's famous ghost story, like pirate ghost stories, like ghost ships.
Yeah,
that's just a big urban legend.
Yeah, it's not like a specific where like you can.
Where you
can point at like the fucking Creature of the Black Lagoon, and be like, this is explicitly this design.
Yes. So, and yeah, overall I think it's very good. Jotaro's just a big stupid one-liner nerd, and I love that more and more. Like seeing him, like especially that whole thing with Abdul basically saying something cool. I like. Okay, he's still just a big stupid nerd.
Yeah. I did actually like Jotaro here. I think he had some good moments of like being a hero.
Yeah, and after playing Yakuza, like I love those big stupid nerd, like badass nerds. So
they're more common than you think.
Yeah, I can't wait. I would love a like Jotaro Yakuza game. They gave us like if it's a North Star, just give us a JoJo one. Let me actually like have like an animal. Like a marine biology mini game.
That's what I was thinking instantly.
Or him playing like slot cars with children. I would love that. Anything else you want to talk about?
I don't really have anything else to say. Other than I enjoyed it. Yes. Thoroughly enjoyed reading these. I'm actually kind of excited to read more.
Yes, we'll have Strength coming up. I think that's like 3 chapters as well.
Yep.
And anything else? Let's go to the plug part.
Plug me up, baby.
Alrighty.
Plug me up, Daddy.
Thank you very much for listening. We gave you plenty to talk about in the comments between speech bubble, poses, and your general feelings of this arc. Please like, comment, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Give us a follow on wherever you listen to your podcasts or YouTube, or tell a friend, stuff like that.
Oh, sorry, this is YouTube only.
YouTube only, got it. But
our regular Joe Kakakas are.
Well, you can follow our Joe Kaka stuff on the thing. Just if you want to be cool like that.
Hell yeah! Also, tell a friend.
Yes.
Share the love.
You can follow the channel and us each individually on Twitter and all that fun stuff. And yeah, we'll probably have new chapter for part 8 next month, and we might do another one of these depending on anything.
I would like to try and do these more frequently. I know that's a curse. I know I'm cursing myself saying that.
We still have that part, the Rohan OVA coming out sometime, or is it? I'm not sure.
I think it's out.
And then
we still haven't watched the other ones. There's like 1 or 2 that came out that we haven't watched.
I lose track, man. I don't know. You can see the manga again and get people think we like trick people into watching our video, even though it was clearly not.
Even though it came out before the fucking anime.
We had manga panels as the thumbnail.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's stupid.
Low IQ JoJo fans. Just really bad.
Check out our other stuff we have. Like, we had our collab episode not too long ago, and we have some like other part 3 and part 8 and other spoiler cast, all that.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah.
Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much.
Good night.
Good night. Or good morning.
Good morrow.